Welcome to the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. As the Las Vegas Fury come to town to play the Fort Worth Tour. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrop, alongside Rick Northrop.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Jacob Clear on stats, Cameron Irvine, our producer, and the SFL studios. Coming in, we have Las Vegas with a 3-4 record and impressive 36-6 win over San Diego last week. Fort Worth suffered their second loss of the season to Arizona, but only gave up 20 points in the process. Let's see if Fort Worth can bounce back and Vegas tries to get at 500. John Blades calling the toss for Las Vegas. One. It is Tails, and the Toros will put their offense on the field first to start things off. Otis Boudreau to kick things off for Las Vegas. Back deep is Fort Worth to receive the kick, and we're underway. Few yards deep in the end zone, coming out with it. Up the middle to the 21-yard line is where they'll mark it. For the Toros, Cade Stevens on the return.
Always dicey taking the kick that deep in the end zone, but manages to get it out to the 21.
Fort Worth 7.5 point favorites at home, over under 45.5 for those who are the betting types. As Cam Curtis comes out on the field, 1st and 10 from his own 21-yard line. Single back is Jason Williams. Only had 40 yards last week versus Arizona, and he starts it off with a carry for no gain up the middle, 2nd and 10. So Williams is the halfback, Chris Komisak is the fullback, wide receivers Cade Stevens and Stephen Hacker. Robert Gare Jr. and Lauren Prococo are the tight ends. For Las Vegas on defense, they're led by their linebackers. One of them you saw, number 99, Slim Shady on the attack. Here is Curtis, fires it out, complete. That is for Coco.
Not a bad.
Out of bounds. Set up a 3rd and 2.
Not a bad little swing pass there. Actually out in front of him and caught him in stride. And when you execute that properly like that, Colin, you can do a little bit of damage. Brings up 3rd and 2.
One receiver to the top, fullback and halfback behind Curtis. And the rookie passer will fire it out to Williams, who spins ahead for the first down and picks it up. 1st and 10 at the 33. I say rookie passer because this is his first year in the SFL playing quarterback. He was a wide receiver last year, switched positions.
Hey, no, he knows the routes. He knows the offense from both ends.
Receiver in the slot, that is Hacker. As Curtis drops it off again to Williams, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage once again by Slim Shady Merrick Itera as well. Coming in. 2nd down for Las Vegas on defense. They have Rhett Sawyer, defensive end, along with rookie Ryan Ray. A.K. Jones is the defensive tackle. Linebackers are Eric Davis, Slim Shady, and Dave Drury. Tom Craig, Merrick Itera to corners. As this quick pass over the middle is caught for a 1st down. That is to Hacker.
A little West Coasty look here early on from Fort Worth. And hey, I want to welcome everybody to the game and into the chat. DHurl56, you're one of our favorites as well. Thank you for the kind words.
Craig and Itera are the corners. Colin Trelli and Chris Mag are the free safeties, and Max Jackson is the strong safety. Williams gets another carry, and he gets stopped on the line of scrimmage. And the man that called Williams, he had a hard time getting going last week. Only 18 carries for 40 yards, and so far, he has 2 carries for no yards.
Only 18 and only 40. Or only 40 with 18. Oh,
And
no.
Kamasak gets the carry, and he only gets 1, his first carry of the day.
Wow,
Davis makes the time.
They're determined to run that up the middle there. An obvious passing situation here as Las Vegas gets him into 3rd and long. Does your Fury.
Fort Worth, last week,
Use.
coming into the game, rather on 3rd down, they're 55%, and Curtis will fire it out to Kamasak, who breaks the tackle and picks up the first down. To the 39-yard line, and the big rumbling fullback hauls in another reception to add to his season-long total. That is now for... That is actually Kamasak's first reception of the year.
Yeah, there was a mention of the Rick meter in the chat, too. And yes, the Rick meter is with us here in the DFW Metroplex. That diesel is fired up. The staff is watching intently. And as the sun sets, the neon will get going as well.
Throw over the middle. Robert Garrett Jr. with the catch. He picks up 3 yards before being shouldered down by Colin Drelly.
And brown nosing does move the Rick meter, in case anybody wants to know. The best brown nosing is for your team to be kicking some tail.
Fort Worth wearing all blue with white helmets. Las Vegas in black helmets, white jerseys, black pants, all with flames across the sides of the pants and the jerseys as Williams takes this up the middle of the 32, and that's his first positive carry of the day. Sets up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, the way they're mixing this up, Colin, with the draws and runs up the middle or off tackle, combined with their sort of quick pass offense, it's going to be interesting to see if Las Vegas can hold up long term.
Here's the throw out to Williams. He has to spin, and he does, and he picks up the first down to the 28. First down, Fort Worth. They're well deep into Fury territory.
If you're just joining us, this is the first possession, which Fort Worth returned the opening kick from deep in the end zone out to the 21, and here we are under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and they're knocking on the red zone.
Back to throw is Curtis over the middle, fires complete to Stevens. It'll be a 5-yard reception to the 23-yard line. Beautiful facility here in Fort Worth. Was here a couple weeks ago to call their game, their big win over the San Diego Mavericks, in which they gave up only 1 field goal.
Ooh. Stingy.
Curtis back to throw, under some pressure, has to step away, throws back across the middle to Stevens, and he gets 4 yards on the play to set up a 3rd and 1.
A lot of razzle-dazzle moving around there. Still just a little bit short.
Ball is marked on the 19. They have Taco Sicario as the place kicker should they not pick up the first down, as they come out with 2 tight ends split backs. Curtis, quick drop again, throws out to Williams, and he spins around and makes the catch for the first down.
Oh, wow. Curtis under some pressure and just gets that ball away. It's a terrible pass in terms of placement, but he's able to reach back and grab it and still get the first down. No kicking unit yet, Colin.
They go with 2 wide receivers now as Curtis lines up in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 15. He's back to throw, fires to the end zone, tipped around and incomplete. Itera, the veteran, who's been with this franchise from the first season, They were established here in Las Vegas. Broke that one up.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing on the back end, and some film study may have paid off there. For he and the Furious, they had 3 defenders in the area of the intended receiver, the primary target.
Curtis comes into the game completing 72% of his passes, and he completes another one over the middle to the 9-yard line. This one again to Stevens.
Just going back to the dink and dunk plan, they've got to get 4 to keep this drive going, or stick it in the end zone.
He threw 45 passes last week, completed 29 of them, and for 287 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Trying to keep it clean here. 3rd and 4 over the middle, tipped in the air, and almost intercepted as the backup tailback was in. And he just had Butterfingers all over.
Yeah, a lot of traffic in there as well. Hard to see exactly what happened.
And Taco Sicario, 5'8", 260. They call him Thicker the Kicker.
Almost looks like he has a widow's hump. Look that up.
And his field goal attempt from 26 is right down the middle.
He's a widow maker.
And Sicario, who came in the game 12 for 13, makes another field goal, his 13th make of the year.
Is that a neck roll he wears or something? Is he all geared up like a lineman? Is that why he looks so thick? No, nothing. Okay, that's fine. It's here to help.
The kickoff deep is fielded by Doug Britton, who fumbles the ball. Let's see who got back on top of it. I think Vegas did. Number 30 for Las Vegas.
You see, he had
Simon Phoenix fell on the ball.
Maybe he had a little janky move on the return as all of a sudden that he lifts his arm with the ball up over his shoulder. And that led to some bad things happening.
Colin Pierce is the rookie quarterback for Las Vegas, 1st and 10. And this first play is a handoff to Scott Johnson, who gets stopped behind the line for a loss of 1. J.L. Browning on the tackle. Johnson had 223 yards on 25 carries last week and 2 touchdowns, including an 83-yarder. We'll get to the rest of the Vegas offense after this play. Pierce lines up under center. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver to the side. Turns, gets to Johnson again, and he picks up the yard he lost. Back to the 24.
Well, it looked like it had a chance for a moment, as there was a pretty big hole, but Fort Worth collapsed it to get him just 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
So Pierce is the quarterback. Johnson is the tailback. Wide receivers are John Blades, Mason Kirby, and Doug Britton. A-Star, Mariitis, and Tiberius Bovine are the tight ends. It's Pierce. Fires this one. Complete the Blades, but he'll be well short of the sticks. He picked up 3 yards, but needed 10. And it'll be a punt forthcoming for Las Vegas from Dustin McCrack.
Blades getting himself acquainted with one of Newton's laws there. Body in motion tends to stay in motion. As he was sprinting to the sideline, makes the catch, but just can't put the brakes on and turn upfield. So Fort Worth will get the ball back here, Colin, after they took that opening drive and chewed up most of the first quarter.
And the return by Stevens is up to the 35. So Fort Worth gets the ball back with 2:02 to go in this opening frame.
I want to welcome everybody into the SFL action. And if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on a virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, Visit our website at simulationfl.net.
Jason Williams explodes on the first carry of the drive for a touchdown. Wow, what a play by Williams as he puts 7 on the board for his team.
Excellent and surprising run as it happens in the middle of a read. Yet again, our little jinx, Colin.
Kamasak with the block as the linemen were out in front and nobody so much just touched him on his way to the end zone. That's a massive run of some 65 yards for his 8th touchdown of the year. And he is now 2 away from the mark of 60.
So anyway, the SFL, we put the fan in fantasy.
I said for 50 of his career. With that one run, he surpasses the yards he had through all of last week. He had 40 yards.
Yes, on 18 carries.
On close to 20 carries. And now, thanks to that one big run, he's got 69 yards on just 4 carries. Along with 4 receptions for 11 yards.
I think everybody was surprised, both in the stadium and here in the booth, by that run. Just an exciting big play. And it wasn't the pass play that I'd been alluding to with their mix of runs up the middle and short passing. He goes around the end, takes it to the house. So Las Vegas with an early gut check here in the first quarter, Colin.
Let's see what they do here. Pierce under center, back for another pass attempt, throws it out to Tiberius Bovine, and Bovine, the veteran tight end of some 14 years, came over in free agency. His representative, Michael Irvine, is the offensive coordinator. As he hauled that one in for about 11.
Tiberius doing Tiberius things there by moving the sticks.
Now we have split backs formation in the backfield. Mason Kirby to the bottom. We'll get to the Fort Worth defense after this play. As Pierce fires it out to Johnson, and Johnson is able to get 2 yards. Second down and 8 for Fort Worth. They're led up front by Joey Schwindett, number 60, Gary Marks, number 99, Catherine Horrell, number 74. Linebackers are David Horrell, J.L. Browning, and E.K. Vincent. And the defensive backs, as Pierce's throw is dropped by Blades as he tried to dive for the ball. Incomplete. The cornerbacks are Adam Leach, rookie, picked 10th overall, Aiden Davis, Nacho Sicario. The safeties are Blake Prine, Ben Stone, and Delaney Nash.
Nice. So one thing to keep an eye on, Colin, they've got too high on defense this time, but they've been playing single safety, and Las Vegas hasn't recognized it. There'd be an opportunity
Deep drop
to throw.
by Pierce as he goes for the home run to Mason Kirby all the way down to the 14-yard line. Nacho Sicario saves the touchdown.
And the announcer jinx works both ways. I was just talking about taking a shot downfield, and here it is. Oh, my goodness.
A big bomb down the field by the rookie quarterback, picked in the 2nd round, the 21st pick in that round. Showing off the big arm.
Good on Las Vegas. They've got a big play under their belt, too, now.
As Johnson goes up the middle, picks up 4. A tackle made by Browning, his 2nd. And we'll reach the end of the first quarter. Fort Worth in front 10-0, but Las Vegas in position to strike. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Don't go anywhere. Still more action to come.
Here we go at the start of the second quarter, and Las Vegas is on the doorstep, having been outscored by Fort Worth. Fort Worth's putting points on the board in their first two possessions. This is Las Vegas' second.
Johnson up the middle. He'll only get 1 yard. And somebody was asking in the chat, I believe it was Law. And what number is Leach? Leach is number 24 for those of you keeping track at home.
Ricky Leach. Sorry. Go Blue.
3 wide receivers for Las Vegas. Doug Britton in the slot as Pierce is back to throw. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Doug Britton from Colin Pierce.
Just an excellent cut and good timing there as he squeezes it in the window as he goes across the line. The plane, excuse me.
Pierce is now 5 of 6 for 80 yards.
Want to welcome Ricardo Montalban to the game today, sitting in his custom Corinthian leather seat cushion.
Otis Boudreau to try the extra point. As it's up and good, and we now have a 10-7 game.
That's more like it. It was all Fort Worth there, especially in the first quarter. One of their drives chewed up most of the first quarter. And that is an effective game plan, right? If you're going to try and beat Las Vegas, keeping their offense off the field is a good strategy.
Good strategy indeed. As that was a 7-play, 77-yard drive and a 14-yard touchdown pass from Pierce to Britt. And the second-year wide receiver hauls in his first touchdown pass of the year. He had 18 receptions for 247 yards coming in. As Cam Curtis is in the shotgun by himself, 1st and 10. Back to throw, fires deep down the field. Knocked down by Atera, incomplete pass intended for Stephen Hacker.
Hey, want everybody to keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for our weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is, or how you enjoy the broadcasts each week with the hashtag Make an Impact. Thanks for your support and viewership.
Offset eye back as Williams gets the carry, and Jason Williams gets 3 yards and set up a 3rd and 7. He's now up to 76 yards. Of course, he had that 65-yard touchdown run to put Fort Worth up by double digits early before Vegas closed it with their most recent drive. Throws it out to Hacker, but he'll be short of the first down by about 4 yards. Tackle made by Dave Drury.
4th and 4. Keeping their own end.
They'll be forced to punt on the Toros.
A couple of good series for the Fury, scoring on offense and now forcing a punt on defense, Colin. Little momentum shift. Ooh. Oh!
It was nearly blocked by Atera, who's blocked 2 punts in one game before. But Britton will call the fair catch at his own 37.
Yeah, low snap and a little added time to the process, and just almost the amount of time the Fury needed, Colin, to get in there.
Well, they had a 77-yard drive last time, highlighted, of course, by a 45-yard pass from Pierce to Kirby. See what happens this time. They'll start with Scott Johnson handoff. And Johnson has all kinds of room. He's past the 50, into the 40. And he'll be brought down close to the 30-yard line. They mark him down at the 32. He explodes for his best run of the day.
And just like that, everybody on the Fort Worth sideline becomes a little more tense.
Beautiful block by the fullback, and Delaney Nash was there to slow him up before Nacho Sicario cleaned it up. That was a 31-yard run by Johnson. There's a look at Bovine.
The mighty Joe Young with the Dr. Emmett Brown exclamation. Nice. Why is everything so heavy in the future?
Here's a toss play. You don't see that very often. And it loses the guard, unfortunately. Catherine Horrell able to clean up in the backfield. Lost one back to the 33.
I actually like that concept, and maybe we'll see some more of that. We brought Denver the Service Dog with us down to Fort Worth, and we're lamenting that now as he seems to need a lot of attention here.
Here's Pierce. Deep shot complete to Blades down to the 14-yard line.
Did he just take that away?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Guys in the booth, let's see that again. Here we go. Finally.
It's a corner route. And Nacho is right there, and Blades snatched it out of the sky.
Just had a little bit of angle on him and a little bit better position. Unbelievable.
6 carries for Johnson so far. He's in the backfield with Crow.
Ooh. Look out.
Pierce fires the outcut to Blades again. It'll be first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line. As Rick, we are now in the second half of the season, and the playoff picture is starting to initially form. It's still a little fuzzy, but the initial formation is there. And speaking of formations here, they find a perfect play out of this one to Bovine to the end zone for a touchdown.
Wow. And don't look now, folks, but here come your Las Vegas Fury. Fort Worth, after absolutely owning most of the first quarter, is going to find themselves down by 4 here.
And the SFLs. Grand Old Man finds the end zone for the second time this year.
Grand Old Man, all right.
One of the longest tenured players. He's been in the league 14 years. And Vegas will now take a 4-point lead after being down by 10 in the first quarter. What a turn of events.
Wow. And Las Vegas has had a really nice long big play on both of their last 2 drives. And guess what? They've scored.
$7:34 to go in the second quarter. 13-10, Las Vegas out in front. They were 7.5-point underdogs to the Fort Worth Toros.
They've wake up the Echoes. They've given Fort Worth all they can handle after that first couple drives, Colin.
The other game going on right now on Next Level Sports, the Atlanta Swarm in front of the Los Angeles Lycans by the unusual score of 10-9. 3 LA field goals are all the Lycans can manage against that ferocious Atlanta defense. Curtis fires it out to Hackett. No, that's Stevens rather, who gets blasted out of bounds by Nicky Colantrelli. One more look at it.
Well, he'll take that hit every time as long as he can get the first down.
Ball marked out at the 34. Clock winding, now approaching under 7 minutes to go.
Is it going to require a big play from Fort Worth on their drive here, on their possession?
This will be a swing pass to Williams. Protects the ball with both hands as Krieg, the second round pick played his SFL minor league ball with Birmingham. Able to make the tackle. Set up a 2nd and 4. Here's the throw. It is complete to Coco. She breaks the tackle and gets knocked out of bounds by both Shady and Colentrelli. As you see, Curtis's quarterback rating starting to climb toward the hundreds.
Really nice play, really nice concept. That sure looked like some good football, and she takes that and adds some more yardage to it. Well done.
Second catch of the day for Coco. She's now up to 28 yards.
Uh-oh, same thing.
But this time it's dropped.
Nothing.
This time by Carpenter.
Nothing doing. Clap, 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 clap.
The reserve tight end.
Well, 2nd and long as they've just crossed midfield. But they do need points as Las Vegas seems to have figured it out on offense.
Curtis, quick drop. Fires, complete. That is to Robert Garrett Jr. Down to the 27 as he drags 2 Fury defenders with him.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're doing there.
Curtis now up to 118 yards on 16 of 20 passing.
And pinpoint accuracy like that is going to give him even better stats as this game goes on, Colin. Oh, here we go. Let's see what this brings.
Offset I formation to the 2 tight inside. And they'll throw out of it. Curtis pumps, fires on the post cut, and Garrett Jr. missed the ball, and he's kicking himself for missing that one.
Wow. I see how close that was or wasn't to him. For a moment, it didn't look like it was even catchable. Now we're not going to see that, right? You know, halftime I got to go down to the booth, down to the truck and take the Pop-Tarts and Mountain Dew away from the replay guys.
As we have to do seemingly every game. Williams actually lost the yard on the carry. It sets up a 3rd and 11.
We're all jacked up on Mountain Dew, Chip.
Rhett Sawyer on the tackle. He's been very quiet today. He's his team's leading sack guy with 5.5 coming in. 12 TFL's 7th best at his position. Curtis over the middle, looking for Stevens, but he couldn't hang on, and it'll be 4th and 11. That probably would have been enough for first down had he been able to hang on.
It sure was going to be. They just couldn't complete the process as he hits the ground and rolls around without the ball. All right, so here's your 45-yarder from straight on.
This is middle of the field.
Yeah, like straight on. Oh, bad snap.
Oh, he gets it set, and the kick is good. They'll officially say it was from 44. So with 5:15 to go in the first half of play.
He puts his neck roll into it. Gives him just enough there. That whole process was a little off kilter.
Now 14-13 game. Remember, Fort Worth elected to take the ball first to start the game. This kickoff is deep, but it doesn't reach the end zone as Britton makes 2 spin moves, gets out of 1 tackle before being brought down at the 27 by Percoco on special teams. For Las Vegas, their last drive,
Yes.
they were able to move the ball down the field and 5 plays for 63 yards in their 4-yard touchdown pass
Gonna
to Tiberius Bovine.
start with their running play. Yup.
And Johnson gets stopped for no gain. You see the numbers for Johnson. He's up to 33 yards on just 7 carries now. Fort Worth, that last drive was 9 plays, 52 yards in length. Catherine Hoel was once again involved in the tackle of Scott Johnson.
As you pointed out, Colin, they're going to have to kick for Las Vegas to start the third quarter. They'd love to force a punt right here, give their offense another chance to put some points on the board.
This time Johnson picks up 1, but E.K. Vincent brings the thunder with him. Now it's a 3rd and 9. You go tight to the wing with Blades, the one wide receiver here. Blades spins around, makes a catch, and is able to pick up the first down. That's a beautifully run quick out pattern, Rick.
That was, and they catch the Toros defense not able to find him, not able to stay with him. I'm not sure why. Clearly going out into the pattern.
And it's an unusual thing because usually those out routes, you see a lot of times people will step out of bounds or they'll catch the ball inbounds, but they won't have enough room to make yak.
Indeed. Here's a good old school straight up I formation, 2 wide, Colin.
Here's Pierce, 6-step drop back to throw, fires the post cut, it's picked up, intercepted by Aiden Davis, and Davis returns it up to the 47. So not only does Fort Worth stop Las Vegas, they get the ball right back to their offense.
And don't look now, but at midfield, the Toros are already in midfield. That's never a good time for an interception, but that is ill-timed, as they will write about in the papers.
And for Pierce, that was interception number 25. Thrown a lot, but he's also thrown 2 touchdown passes as Jason Williams picks up 5 yards. He's now up to 81 yards on the day. They'll mark the ball just over the 50 in Vegas territory at the 48.
As the Fort Worthians seem unconcerned with the clock at this point, as they execute a running play and huddle up and seem to take their time.
Curtis, under center. Gives it off to Williams, makes a spin move, picks up a first down.
Okay.
I wonder, Curtis is exceptionally tough for a quarterback. He's 6'8", 223 pounds.
His nickname was Gigantor in elementary school as he topped out over 5 feet in 4th grade. What?
As here is the pass out to Robert Garrett Jr. He steps out of bounds at 29 to stop the clock with 2:47. And for Aiden Davis, with that last interception, he sets a career high in interceptions in his career. He had 5 as his best
for the season so far?
Wow.
Having a heck of a year.
And now that has 6 on the year.
Oh, free play.
Free play, Curtis. Oh, knocked down by Davis. But it won't matter as they'll get 5 yards out of it.
Almost needed to play the get out of jail free card as nearly picked off by the Fury.
Max Jackson has 10 interceptions on the Las Vegas squad as Red Sawyer called for the neutral zone infraction.
A little anxious here. They've seen Fort Worth narrow the gap, has Las Vegas. They want to hold them here to at least a field goal attempt.
First and 5 from the 24 clock stop with 2:32 to go in the second quarter. It's going to be a Jason Williams handoff, and he easily picks up the first down about 6 or 7 yards, and they'll let this wind down all the way toward the 2-minute warning. They might have to get off one more play. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Well, unlike yours truly, Fort Worth Toros seem to know what they're doing on offense. I was concerned about their liberal use of the running game, but here they are in the red zone with still 2 minutes to go.
That's exactly why they're down there, and we're up here, folks. As we reach the 2-minute warning, Las Vegas in front by 1, 14-13. Fort Worth on the move, looking to possibly take the lead. They had the ball first and 10 at the Las Vegas 18.
I don't know about you, Colin, but I'm glad we got tagged with this game because this is a good one. Still with 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Curtis under center. Quick drop back. Oh, an out cut to Hacker, and he picks up 3 yards to the 15.
Did he get both in?
Sure looked like it to me. Might have to get your eyes checked.
Yeah, might have to get. Hacker with a great tippy toe with the double tap. That's that rule number 2 from Zombieland, the double tap.
Here is the throw to Garrett Jr., but Craig knocks it out of Robert's hands, and the Cowboy is unable to lasso that one down.
That just never should have happened. That was going to go nowhere. Anyway, maybe he dropped it on purpose. Yeah, just like bat that to the ground. Stop the clock. Won't lose any more yards.
It's a 3rd and 7. Fort Worth has been extremely good on 3rd down today. They're 4 of 7. This will be play 40 upcoming.
40. My goodness.
Curtis down the middle, caught, first and goal. It'll be a first down as Curtis is now up to 146. Lauren Percoco with an amazing catch in traffic.
Couple of great plays from her already in this game. Maybe they can get her the touchdown here. Let's see.
First and goal from the 2. You have 2 attractive backfield options if you want to run. They give it to Williams, and Jason Williams goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Fort Worth.
Technically, that's a running play, Colin, but it was more like a saunter as Williams takes it to the house, breaks the plane, has reservations for 6, whatever you want to say. Watch, it's kind of...
Didn't encounter any initial resistance until Jackson hit him about the goal line. He was able to easily break through.
Fort Worth relying on a mix of their stars and some emerging good players here so far in the first half, Colin.
And the Toros kick the extra point through, so they're now up by 6. The minute 24 left, as they're able to take advantage of a Las Vegas turnover and turn it into 7 points.
Well, a little back and forth, and we've got to check in with the Rick meter here as we get ready for the kick with 1:24 to go in the second. And the Rick meter has been very excited and impressed by both teams. And at this point, Rick meter's still at neutral. We're about to get to halftime, and we're still at neutral. It's anybody's game.
And this return by Britton from about the goal line. He gets smacked down, and look who it is. It's Percoco on special teams. Boy, she's everywhere.
Are you kidding? Wow.
Las Vegas gets the ball first and 10. There's a look at Johnson. He's 8 carries for 36 yards. Colin Pierce is 9 of 11 for 121, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Quarterback rating of 114.2. He's back to throw. Throws it out to Johnson, who makes a spinning catch, picks up 5, and they'll let the clock wind down strangely, and don't seem to be in any urgent hurry here. Pierce is now up to 126. Curtis is at 146. Bunch to the bottom as we're now under a minute to go. Fast approaching 50 seconds and counting. Pierce. Over the middle, complete the blades, and now we go with the hurry up.
Yes, indeed. You know, I'm still stuck on Percoco on special teams. You know, the coaching staff always wants to put their best players out on the field, and she might be an emerging talent for them.
Las Vegas calls a timeout after that reception by Johnson, loses them a yard.
So they've got time, but they need yardage.
Yards are more important than clock. Pierce.
It's not going to do
Johnson, it's not going to be very helpful, even though he makes a great play. He managed to stay in bounds. Should have probably gone out of bounds.
That play selection works in Toro's favor.
Pierce over the middle, sliding catch made to the 46.
They can't be doing this. Well, they know they're going to get the ball back, but they're potentially wasting a possession. They finally use a timeout.
With 3 seconds left. I agree, not the greatest clock management in the world.
Friends and family of good clock management may want to, and play calling, may want to avert their eyes.
Head coach John Bond is not entirely happy. You see him talking with his quarterback.
Be not happy with himself. I think this has gone. This last possession has not gone the way anybody on the Las Vegas sideline would have wanted. Now they're going to have to go to the Hail Mary, which they can do. It's makeable.
They have 3 wide receivers in the game.
4 in the pattern.
Pierce is going to be sacked for the first time today. Catherine Horrell among the crowd there, along with Gary Marks. And that'll end the first half.
2 TFLs for her.
We've reached halftime, and the score is Fort Worth 20, Las Vegas 14. We've reached halftime, and the numbers on your screen. Fort Worth is dominating in terms of yards, possession. It's about anything but Vegas, thanks to a few big plays from their strong-armed rookie quarterback from West Virginia, has been able to keep it close. Going to credit Orell and Marks combining on the sack. As you see Williams' 65-yard touchdown run. He broke a tackle on the backfield, and then after that, he outran everyone. See Williams, he's now 5 yards away from 100. Johnson is up to 41 yards on 9 carries. Johnson with this 31-yard run, his longest of the half. Kamazek, 1 carry for 1 yard, but also his first reception of the day, of the year, for 15 yards. And for Curtis, he spread the ball around. All of his receivers have at least 3 catches. Stevens leads the way with 4 grabs, but in terms of yards, it's for Coco with 3 grabs for 38 yards on 3 targets. Steven Hacker's been quiet. He's only 3 grabs for 19 yards and 4 receptions, but he's allowed his other teammates to go and shine, including that guy, Jason Williams. 18 carries for 40 yards last week. That was through 4 quarters. Through a half a play here, he's got 10 carries for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.9 yards a carry in that half. Here is Jaco Sicario to kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone, few yards deep. Doug Britton. He's got room, and Doug Britton's in the open field to the 40. He's to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Stone chasing him, but he won't get there. Touchdown. The opening kickoff return. Las Vegas ties the game. Wow.
Well, the offense may have had difficulty with their last possession, so Britton says, I got it. I got you. I got you.
That's got to be one of the early front runners for not only top 10 of the week, but maybe top 10 of the year.
We'll see. There's a lot of season left to go, Colin, but certainly that's going to be one of the highlights of this weekend. You don't see that very often. A kick return for 6.
They got a touchdown to tie the game, and this extra point will give them the lead. So lightning strikes in the form of Doug Britton's. We're going to call that about 102, 103 yard kickoff return.
Oh, my goodness. That was excellent. Well, let's start the second half all over again. This time, Fort Worth gets to take the second half kickoff. And they're down by 1.
Boudreaux kicks this off to Cade Stevens. And Stevens up the middle. He won't be able to match Britton. as I get a request in the chat from BU SAF 95. He says, can someone check the Rick meter? I think the Rick meter was recalibrating itself after that kickoff return touchdown.
The Rick meter is chuckling to itself right now. It is still neutral. Look at the score. Both these teams.
Here's the throw out to Carpenter, the reserve tight end. He gets yardage all the way up to the 30.
My prediction is Percoco's going to have a big play on this drive. Hey, you know, the SFL, Colin, the SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. I was worried somebody was going to score there, as has been happening quite frequently this season, Colin. We do reads and give everybody information, and in the meantime, the teams have the temerity to make some exciting play. I mean, come on.
Slim Shady with the tackle for loss there on Williams. Sets up a 3rd and 5. Curtis fires it out to Comisac, and that'll only get 2.
Well,
that's up a 4th and 3. And once again, Las Vegas has seemed to grab the momentum.
Well, it's gut check time for Fort Worth defense, as they need to hold serve here, let their offense get back to work.
Rush is on. Itera nearly blocks that one again. As Britton will return this one up to the 35 after he makes the first defender miss. Yep. And that's where Las Vegas will start on offense.
Well, no Lauren Percoco on that series for Dallas.
For Fort Worth.
Sorry, did I say Dallas? Sorry, excuse me. The DFW Metroplex.
Here's Pierce.
It's a thing.
Out route to Blades, who picks up 5. And you see his target numbers there. 7 targets. And only 1 drop for him today, but he's probably going to.
Yes.
He's probably going to be wondering why I didn't catch the one I dropped. I know how receivers are. Britton lines up in the slot. Kirby to the bottom of the screen. Johnson gets stopped in the backfield. Actually lost a yard. Gary Marks recording the TFL there.
Little extracurriculars, too, after the play. Let's keep an eye on that.
3rd and 6 from the 39. They'll go with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Here's Pierce back to throw. Has time, fires, complete the Bovine for the first down to the 41.
Invest in Tiberius. It pays dividends.
And
There's
this
a nice gain.
fearsome young gunslinger fires it out there and finds Bovine for his 3rd catch. He's now at the 36 yards. See John Blades 59 yards on 6 receptions. Welcome into the chat, Ashley Jackson. She took a look at the score and says, "Oh, snap." And this snap goes to Scott Johnson, who gets tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain by E.K. Vincent. I love the self-referential humor by Nacho Sicario in the chat. He says that Nacho guy is suspect. As Pierce did a deep play action, was hit as he threw by Marks, and it was incomplete.
It was knocked down by the potential sacker.
3rd and 10 from the 42 in Las Vegas. 4 or 5 on 3rd down today. They're up by a point.
They're 4 or 5 on 3rd down. That's fabulous.
This will be play number 33. And they'll look for their 10th first down. Won't get it here. Knocked down. Incomplete.
Not much there. And Fort Worth Toros defense gets that stop they were looking for. Unfortunately, their offense is going to end up with poor field position.
Knocked down by David Horrell from his inside linebacker position, playing all the way downfield, covering Tiberius Bovine.
Gotta love a linebacker who can cover. And Horrell got some skills.
Dustin McCrack on for his 2nd punt. He had one of 38 yards. This one he'll aim for the corner. Stevens will take this on the sideline and run it to the 22-yard line.
Wow, doesn't quite actually get out of bounds. That allows for a little bit of a return, so not so bad for the Toro offense. Colin, we saw the Toro offense with a nice mix of runs up the middle, short passes, and then the occasional medium or deep route. I think that had the Las Vegas D on their heels early in the game, but gotten away from that a little bit.
Here is the give to Williams. He spins again, and gets shoved ahead for a pickup of 3. He's back up to 96 yards now, this time on his 12th carry. Here's Dave Drury, was a teammate of Tiberius Bovine in Oklahoma City. This is his 3rd year with Las Vegas. Here is Williams, tackled in the backfield for a loss by A.K. Jones.
I want to thank everybody helping to put the broadcast on today,
including our statistician for today, Jacob Clear of the San Diego Mavericks. Thank you, Mr. Clear. 3rd and 8. Curtis under the center. 6-step drop, fires down the middle, caught for the first down to the 37-yard line. That's Carpenter again. We've seen him quite a few times today.
And Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters as a producer. I always imagine him like the guy from Wizard of Oz when the wizard is revealed behind the curtain, furiously pulling levers, punching buttons, twisting dials and knobs. Cam and everybody does a great job putting the SFL on the air.
Williams explodes up the middle. He picks up 8 yards. Combo tackle made by Itera and Colin Trelli.
Ashley Jackson being way too nice in the chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Curtis, 22 of 29 for 168 yards. Coming into the day, he had 9 touchdowns, but he also threw 9 interceptions. Yeah, this pass is caught.
Oh, no.
They're going to say it was out of bounds. So no gain, 3rd and 2.
Well, that's not the way. That's not the way at all. Come on. Play some football.
Tight formation from Fort Worth. As Ashley Jackson in the chat says, I'm always nice most days. Here's the throw out to for Coco, and she's inches short of the mark.
Oh, boy. Boy, 2 plays to pick up 2 yards. They end up 4th and inches, throwing to that left side of the formation both times. Well, is the ritual burning of a timeout coming? I would guess so.
Well, they are close.
It's a valuable second half timeout, too. Stop. Stop. Make it stop. Snap the ball. Just get the first down.
Go for it.
Sneak it. Sneak it. Noonan. Miss it.
Oh, and they do burn their timeout with 4:29 to go in the quarter.
Right in the lumberyard.
And the head coach for Fort Worth trying to calm down his quarterback.
Sticks his hand right through his chest. That'll teach you. That's going to leave a mark.
I've heard about getting up close and personal, isn't it? That's a little too close, if you ask me.
So got to hand it to the coach.
And Highcorn again for the punt. It's Britton. Jukes one man, hurdles over a down defender, and he gets knocked down at the 22.
Holy smoke, he's looking dangerous on almost every return right now, Colin.
Meanwhile, poor Lauren in the chat, she's just crying because she didn't make the first down on 3rd down.
That was tough. It was a tough call, not the right play.
Kirby in the slot as Pierce is back to throw. Colin Pierce down the middle of the field. Pass is intercepted. On the play, it's Ben Stone.
Get your helmet on, Lauren. Going back out on the field.
Returns it up to the Vegas 33, and just like that, it turns into a arm punt. This pass was intended for John Blades.
And not a very good one either, as Toros are going to be in business here on the Las Vegas 33 plus 33.
For Ben Stone, that's his 4th interception on the year. As Curtis empty is standing all by his lonesome in the shotgun.
This is taco range. Okay, chat cracks me up.
Here's the throw. Curtis down the field. Catch made to the 17. And they're well within field goal range now as Hacker makes the reception. First time we called his name in quite some time.
Well, they're hoping for the taco combo plate with 6 plus a PAT as opposed to the standalone taco meal of 3.
Offset I formation, 2 tight ends to the same side. Nash in for Coco. Curtis back to throw. Under some pressure, has to get rid of it to Williams. Williams tries to get upfield, but is tackled in the backfield before he can really go anywhere. Loss of 2. Back to the 19, 2nd and 12.
First down, bring in Taco in the chat. That cracks me up. You have to look up, I don't know if it's a Wikipedia or not, but the Moon game where U of M visited Northwestern in Evanston, and nobody scored for a long time, and the scoreboard read M00N, hence the Moon game, and it got to the point.
Oh, there's a fumble on the field as Jason Williams fumbles the ball, and A.K. Jones falls on top of it. Oh my goodness, Slim Shady came flying in like a missile.
Oh, that ball is just dropped. He just reaches his big paw in there, knocks it out.
And the big Englishman from the United Kingdom, the 6'3", 238-pound backer, who's the general manager for the Fury off the field, makes a big play on the field.
It does indeed. Anyway, in the Moon game in Evanston, Illinois, back in the day, it got so bad as soon as someone got the ball within field goal range, the crowd started screaming to kick a field goal because 3 points was going to win it.
This is now Scott Johnson for 6 yards. He's up to 46 yards on 11 carries.
Wow.
This is
the great play by Las Vegas, Colin. They get the ball back after the arm punt, as you called it, on the previous possession. And the Fury's back in business.
The throw in the middle knocked down by David Harrell. Pass intended for Blades once again sets up 3rd and 4 for Las Vegas.
And I'm calling a Harrell name on almost every play now.
They average 87 yards a game on the ground, but Fort Worth only gives up 78. So even Fort Worth is performing better than their average yards allowed. Pierce under center, 3 wide. He's back to throw, over the middle, tipped in the air, incomplete. Harrell once again got his hand on it.
Well, and now it'll be a punt. This is turning into, that's so exciting, Colin. It's like someone's going to score. Right now, Las Vegas has the 1 point advantage, but it doesn't feel safe by any means.
And this is one of the better punters in the league. He's number 1 is Dustin McCrack in most of the punting categories, leading one of the SFL's better career punters in Marcus Agrippa, as we have a return up to the 27.
Hey, visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player or to join our community. The league and the teams that play in it, links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field, the SFL. We put the fan in fantasy. Well, here we go.
They have 1st and 10. Curtis, deep throw, got for the first down to Robert Garrett Jr.
Well, we were playing on the Las Vegas side of the field for quite a few minutes. It's odd to look over to our right, to the Fort Worth side of the field, Colin.
Marking down at 40, tackle made by Max Jackson. One of the original Fury members when the team was established back in season 10.
It's a single wide out here, Colin.
Here's the kid to Williams. He holds on to the ball this time in traffic, and he picks up 6 yards as he's now up over 100 yards. He's at 106.
The oblique shot by your announcer there, noting that he held on to the ball this time. But what was interesting, sorry, Colin, about that one is it was clearly going to be a running play. Everybody knew it, and he still rumbles for 6 yards. Nice job.
Offset eye. Here's the give again to Williams. He has to fight through traffic, and he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Has to do his Michael Phelps backstroke kick there to scoot a few more yards downfield. Refs are having nothing to do with that. It's 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for Fort Worth. Appreciate seeing Guy Clausen in the chat, always around. Is the rookie tight end. for the St. Louis Gladiators. And
Oh,
he tried to fit that one in there to Stevens, and Garrett Jr. was also in the area, so all kinds of confusion, and yet another punt for the Toros, unable to take advantage.
I agree. Some confusion on there as there were two Toro receivers in the same area, and short drop with the pump fake. I mean, there's no time for that with a short drop, and it's just painful to watch. Fury will take it. No rush this time for the Fury, so they've got the return on.
Here is the return by Jackson up to the, no, that's Britton rather, up to the 19. 44 seconds left to go in the third. And there's Cole Strickle on the sidelines. Backup quarterback to this rookie Pierce, who starts him off 1st and 10. For Colin, he's thrown 2 interceptions. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns. 172 yards on 16 of 23 passing. Not a bad day. Would you like to see more of his people get involved? As this pass is complete to Miratosis.
Wow.
For her first catch. A-star Miratosis.
Excellent play fake there. And pops out and throws it for a completion. Very impressed with that.
Don't see play action very often, but when you do, it can be really effective. I picked up 7 that time. Here's Johnson on the carry, picks up the first down, and a whole lot more to the 33-yard line.
Hey, this game is exciting, and you know what else is exciting? Sector 6. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get to hear the fans wear with Sector 6 in the SFL. We've reached the end of
the third quarter, and Las Vegas is in front by 1, 21-20.
I expect my employee file to show that I got that third quarter read in the third quarter.
It's Miramontes. I'm getting a pronunciation correction in the chat. It's Harrell with the big sack on the rookie Pierce to start off the fourth quarter. What a statement.
Wow. Maybe he owned the fourth quarter. Who do own the fourth quarter?
You've always asked that question. It's time to see who, at least among these teams.
At least in Fort Worth this afternoon in this game.
Here's the stretch play to Johnson. Picks up the first down and more. He's going to outrun the whole defense. He's to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas owned fourth quarter.
Scott Johnson with a huge rushing touchdown to extend the lead to 7 pending the extra point.
Asked and answered, right, Colin?
So they cross him up with a second down run, and Johnson's just able to use his speed to zoom on down the field.
He's on a Zoom call for 6. Wow.
Scott Johnson with a 71-yard touchdown run. That vaults him to 123 yards in a day, and just beautiful block by everyone.
Now, did they have was that a 66-yard scoring run in the first half, Colin?
That was a 65.
65-yard and now a 70.
1-yarder.
My, oh my. And there's your PAT, which you referenced, Colin.
It is now 28-20 with 10:22 left. That is the first drive out of the last 9 that have resulted in a score. That was a 4-play, 79-yard drive, and Scott Johnson zoomed 71 yards for the score on 2nd and 15. Boudreau to kick off to Stevens.
Well, Las Vegas with an early statement in the fourth quarter saying they own the fourth quarter, and now it's up to Fort Worth Toros.
Here's Curtis. Now has to settle back under center. He's got 10:21 left to go in the quarter. We have 1st and 10. Curtis back to throw. Fires down the field, caught by Stevens. That'll be good. Up to the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Craig. First and 10 at the 44 for Stevens. That was his 5th reception for 53 yards. Leads the team in both receptions and yards. Williams gets another carry and is hitting just beyond the line of scrimmage. Picks up 1. Tackle made by Sun City. 2nd and 9. This clock is running toward 9 minutes and 30 seconds and counting. Second and 9. Here is the catch by Hacker. He picks up a couple more yards to make it 3rd and 6 at the 48. Here's look at numbers for Stevens. 7 targets, 5 receptions. Here's the throw out to Kamisak. And he was only able, no, they say he lost yardage back to the 44. Lost a 3 on the play. And the Toros will be forced to kick once again.
Interesting possession there for Fort Worth, Colin, and Las Vegas now has the opportunity to press their advantage here with just over 8 minutes to go in the game, up by 8. They'd like to make it a 2-score affair.
Leading tackler for Fort Worth is E.K. Vincent. 7 solo tackles for the former Tyrant linebacker today. Ooh, that pass was dangerous pass intended for Bovine, but knocked up in the air, incomplete.
Hey, Week 8 continues tomorrow on For the Fans with London traveling to Tulsa in a crucial battle between playoff hopefuls. Portland travels to Houston as both try to climb up in the standings in their respective divisions. Florida also visits D.C. and the Lone Star goes north to frigid Sioux Falls. Coverage starts at 4:30 in the East. The SFL and For the Fans football season is only just beginning.
I'm sure the Houston Hyenas are interested viewers here in their 3rd place in the South Division behind these Fort Worth Toros, who are tied for 1st in Mexico City. John Blades makes the catch. That's up 3rd and 3. Vegas is still solidly will be solidly in the West Division race. And he's starting to tighten up here. Scott Johnson with the carry again, picks up the 1st down.
Nicely done, and as everybody knows, my theory of football, especially in the second half, is you begin focusing more on just moving the sticks, unless you find yourself way behind. But moving the sticks means you're going to possess the ball, you're going to burn clock, you're eventually going to put more points on the board. Las Vegas seems to be converting into that, although 2nd and 8 is not part of the schedule.
Johnson picks up 2 there on the carry. 2nd and 8. Britton in the slot. Blades to the bottom. Strangely, Mason Kirby has the one grab for 45 yards. He's only been targeted one other time since, as Johnson will pick up yardage to the 43.
Not bad recognition there by the Fury offense, as Fort Worth only has 2 linebackers in over the line of scrimmage, and they run against it. Darn near convert it, but it's 3rd and 1. Excuse me.
Here is Pierce back to throw, fires over the middle, and it is dropped. That is Mira Montez trying to haul her second catch in, and McCrack will come on to kick with 6:16 left.
Maybe getting a little too greedy there on 3rd and short. Maybe they didn't also hear my admonishments to just move the sticks, for gosh sakes.
The tension continues to ratchet up as the Toros will get another chance to possess this ball. Stevens lets this go, and that turns out to be a unwise decision.
He chose poorly.
As this ball is down inside the 10 at the 6-yard line.
The cup of a carpenter? I don't know. Anyway, the Rick meter now, despite Fort Worth getting the ball back with 6 minutes to go, only down by a score, the Rick meter is going with a lean Las Vegas.
Curtis turns, gives to Williams, and he picks up 5 yards to the 11. Clock is now winding under 6 minutes to go. And the crowd here a little bit on edge here at the Stockyards in Fort Worth.
Indeed. They see their hometown heroes behind by a full score, full meaning 6 plus the 2-pointer. Not a great place to be. And at the minus 11.
Here's Williams, another carry. He loses 2 back to the 10. No, he lost 1.
Lost 1, yeah.
I know, folks. Sometimes math can be a little hard.
Well, it looked like it was going to be 2, but it was. The computer says 1. How many is 1? 1 lost yard.
Here's the throw over the middle, drop by Robert Garrett Jr. That would have been enough for a first down, but alas, the Cowboy cannot hold that one in.
And for Robert, in his defense, that ball was thrown behind him in traffic. Very difficult to complete that.
Guy Clausen in the chat. He says that was a quick 3 and out. I agree. As Fort Worth once again will punt.
No.
And this will be a shallow punt, and Britton returns it up to the 29. So
just outside of the red zone. Are you kidding me?
With 5 minutes to go. And this defense definitely needs to come up big. They were 7.5-point favorites coming into today.
Hey, all the haven't with all the talking we've done, I haven't had a good cliche yet. I'll be sure to uncork one of those.
Second tight end in the backfield, Johnson. He lost 2 yards back to the 31. Johnson is actually outrushing Williams 135 to 110.
Las Vegas
15 carries.
Sorry about that. Las Vegas, the offense, their job right now is just to not really lose any yardage so that they can at least have a field goal attempt and make this a 2-score game.
2nd and 12, 2 tight ends on the field. Here is the run to Johnson.
Thought he was going to get more. He might have gotten more. He normally would have bounced that out to the sideline, but does not want to stop the clock. So he spins it back inside, costs him as it brings out 3rd and 9.
Clock now winding under 4 minutes to go. Pierce lets the play clock tick down as far as he's comfortable. Here's the get to Johnson. He only gets about one.
Un.
And this will be Boudreau on for the field goal attempt.
Well, Fort Worth doesn't get a sack or back them up any, but they do hold them to a field goal attempt.
And for Otis Boudreau, on the year, he is 12 of 12. He already made one kick today.
Fairly pedestrian 37-yarder.
And this is up, and it is good. They're going to say it's from 43. So with 3:09 to go, it's now 31-20. The Toros are now in real trouble. A very, very difficult position.
Well, we've already seen one kick return brought back for a touchdown. It's always fun to see that, and Fort Worth would do themselves a favor with that type of play right now.
Here is the kickoff by Boudreau.
Not gonna happen. All right. Oh, nice hairdo.
3:07 to go. They're down by 2 scores.
You don't see good mullets anymore, really.
Ideally, you want on touchdown on this drive, and then you can try your luck with the onside kick. It helps to have a contracted kicker in situations like this.
I think ideally you'd see one good mullet a day.
Oh, he's intercepted by Jackson. Pass intended for Robert Garrett Jr. As the pass was underthrown, it was a deep post way down the field, and oh boy.
That was a bad mullet right there as he throws a pick into traffic. They've got high-low coverage on him and a little inaccurate. Just off a little bit. Normally in the open field, he might be able to run under it or whatever, but in that high-low position, tightly played.
My apologies. It was actually a fly pattern down the field, not a post. Here is Pierce under center. Staring at blitzing linebackers, gives to Johnson, loses a yard, but at least it starts the clock moving.
If you're Las Vegas, that's the object. As we go final, Colin.
In
Atlanta. Look at that.
Lycans beat the Swarm by 2.
Maybe I should have yelled 2.
22-20. As a game-winning field goal as the gun expires.
The time expires at the gun. Mr. Mixed Metaphor brought to you by the SFL.
Here's Johnson again. He's stopped. Back at the 48. He's now down to 133. We're going to reach the 2-minute warning.
As we roll into the 2-minute morning, I hope you don't mind, Colin. Next week on Next Level Sports, Week 9 begins next Saturday. DC visits London, the critical North Division class, before we head to the South Division for a rematch between Mexico City and Lone Star. Another league action. Denver's going to visit Atlanta, and Baltimore travels to Queens City. Coverage starts at 5:30 in the East. SFL and Next Level Sports football season is only just beginning. 5:30 in the East is 8:30 and 2:30 in the West.
Here's Johnson again, stopped for a loss of 1, and Fort Worth has to burn a timeout now on the other side of the 2-minute warning. I'd like to welcome those of you who watched the Los Angeles Lycans defeat the Atlanta Swarm on that last second field goal by a 22-20 score. Here in the Stockyards in Fort Worth, the Las Vegas Fury have a 2-score lead, 31-20, on the strength of their defense and some excellent running from Scott Johnson.
we've got scampers of 66 and 71 that scored for Las Vegas, Colin. And if you're just joining us, this has been a very close affair. Only in the last few minutes has Las Vegas really opened up that lead. It was 21-20 for most of the second half.
He's Rick Northrop. I'm Colin Northrop. Our statistician is Jacob Clear. And Cam Curtis trying to be the hero, but that won't be a good start as he's sacked for no gain. He's back to throw again, and this time he goes down for the sack, and they have to burn their last time out with 1:35 left. You sure would like to have one more time out, but they burned it early in the third quarter.
They did on a staring contest, and he's had time to throw. Good protection all game until right now. Back-to-back sacks for Las Vegas as they try and close this out.
All right, we are officially welcoming those of you who watched on Next Level Sports as the Los Angeles Lycans defeated the Atlanta Swarm 22-20. Here the Fort Worth Toros down 31-20, and that pass was complete to Robert Garrett Jr., and they're just letting the clock run.
They are, and if you just joined us too, this game has been a lot closer than the score is indicating now. It was back and forth in the first half and 21-20 most of the second half.
And this pass incomplete, intended for Cade Stevens, and that just sums up the frustration right there. As Curtis he flat out missed him.
Fort Worth put 10 points on the board in their first two possessions. Only managed another 10 the rest of the way. And Las Vegas sprung to life and held serve.
And Colin Pierce will start in the victory formation. It was 21-20 for most of the ball game for Las Vegas. Got an Otis Boudreau field goal.
Yes.
And picked off Curtis, pass intended for Robert Garrett Jr. on the very next possession. Forced 6 punts, and Fort Worth ran 73 plays. Vegas, this will be
win number 4.
Win number 4. They're running play 60 now.
Wow. And Fort Worth, they're going to drop their third game in a row, Colin? Am I right?
Their second game in a
row.
And that's the end of the game. Final score 31-20. Las Vegas wins to move to 4-4. Fort Worth drops to 5-3.
The Fury come to town, and they don't bring any love for Fort Worth as they steal one here, Colin. And they didn't really steal it. They just slowly outlasted and then ground down Fort Worth.
You take a look at the numbers there. Turnovers tell the story, but this is how the second half started for those of you who joined us late. Doug Britton returning the opening kickoff of the second half for a touchdown.
Exactly.
Colin Pierce to Tiberius Bovine ends up 3 grabs for 36 yards and touchdown. John Blades leads all receivers in terms of catches and yards with 8 receptions for 72 yards. Mason Kirby, 2 targets, 1 catch for 45 yards. But Jason Williams That fumble was costly as it was punched out by Slim Shady and recovered by A.K. Jones. He finishes with 110 on 20 carries, 2 touchdowns, but Scott Johnson really broke things open with this 71-yard touchdown run. Just amazing stuff, Rick.
Indeed. And that one-score lead held for a while. Eventually, they would tack on a field goal to make it a 2-score lead, and that was all she wrote for Fort Worth Toros. Some interesting things, too, besides being a very entertaining game. Poco broke out a little bit in this game with some great catches and some special teamwork. Fun to see.
Cam Curtis, 29 to 40, 206 yards, but unfortunately for him, he threw this interception to Max Jackson, which was backbreaking. Player of the game. He had a lot of choices for this one. Scott Johnson, 132 rush yards, 7 receiving yards, 22 carries, and that 1 touchdown. For those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northup, he's Rick Northup. We're going to send you to this commercial break. Post-game update from the SFL studios will follow the commercial break. Thanks everyone, and have a good night.